Welcome to the recap of The Umbrella Academy Season 3. The Umbrella siblings find themselves in an altered timeline. After their encounter with Reginald in 1963, he changed the timeline by adopting Ben along with six other children, whom he trained into a superhero team dubbed the Sparrow Academy. Diego discovers he and Lila have a young son, Stan, and Lila leaves the boy with him. Elsewhere, an older man named Lester Pocket packs a suitcase and sets out for an unknown destination. When Marcus goes to get the briefcase, he discovers the Kugel Blitz, a time anomaly caused by the crossing timelines, and is disintegrated. After witnessing this act of power, Grace, who now works as the Sparrow's maid, begins worshipping the Kugel Blitz. When Luther goes out for a run, the Sparrows kidnap him, believing he and his siblings have Marcus. Lila attempts to leave the city but discovers that her briefcase no longer works. The rest of the family accepts him with open arms. Allison and Victor head to the handoff where Marcus was meant to give them the briefcase, but he does not show up. Lila mimics Fee's powers and steals the briefcase. Further shock waves from the growing Kugel Blitz cause more waves of objects, humans, and animals to disappear. 5 explains the grandfather paradox, and a lovesick Luther rejoins the Umbrella siblings. 5 and Lila reluctantly team up to solve the time paradox, realizing neither of their briefcases work. The Sparrows discover the Kugel Blitz in the basement. The Sparrow and Umbrella siblings confront each other at Hotel Obsidian. The Umbrella siblings are almost defeated when Lester arrives and unleashes a burst of energy to save them, killing Alfonso and Jane. Claus awakens in the afterlife, where the person on the bike reveals that he had died over 50 times but always returns to life because he is immortal. 5 and Lila return, but their briefcase is destroyed in the process. They reveal that the grandfather paradox has created a Kugel Blitz that will soon collapse all of existence. Diego finds out that Stan accidentally killed Claus and comforts him, but as they move his body, Claus returns to life. Claus recognizes Five's future tattoo as belonging to a biker gang, the Mothers of Agony, who used to sell him drugs. Five goes to the gang's club and finds Pogo tattooing a biker. In 2014, Pogo is fired after a disagreement with Reginald over the Sparrow's training. He gives the Sparrows pills to sedate Reginald. Ben asks Luther to join the Sparrows. Pogo tells Five that the symbols in the tattoo connect to Project Oblivion, an obsession of Reginald's. Lila admits to Diego that Stan is not their son, but is her friend Trudy's child, and she is just babysitting. Harlan and Victor succeed in transferring Harlan's power to Victor. To figure it out, Reginald experiments by electrocuting Claus to death. They escape in time to see Stan consumed by the Kugel Blitz. Harlem tells Allison that he killed the Umbrella's mothers, thinking that she already knew. Blaming him for Claire's erasure, Allison kills him and delivers his body to the Sparrows. In a flashback, Lila watches footage of the handler's betrayal and travels to 1989 to retrieve a hidden briefcase. She meets Trudy there and recruits Trudy's son, Stan, into her plan to trick Diego. In the present, Reginald repeatedly kills Claus, training him to reanimate more quickly. Grace attacks them in return and Five kills her. Five assures a grieving Victor that saving Harlan would not have fixed their past failures. Christopher suddenly explodes, reopening the Kugel Blitz and forcing everyone to escape but killing Fee. In 1918, Reginald Hargreaves begins construction of the Hotel Obsidian. During its grand opening, he sends several soldiers down the secret tunnel and they are all slaughtered. In the present, the siblings take shelter at the hotel as Luther and Sloane announce their wedding. Luther asks Victor to be his best man and leaves a bitter Ben out of his bachelor party. Sloane calls Ben out for his sullen attitude, telling him to stop relying on being in charge. Luther remarks that he finally has the family he has always dreamed of. Five drunkenly overhears Reginald making a deal with someone in the white buffalo suit. Reginald calls for a meeting and explains that he built the Hotel Obsidian around a portal to the universe's reset button, which he built as a mirror to the hotel called the Hotel Oblivion. The button requires 7 people to pass through the secret tunnel and ring 7 bells protected by a guardian. Five remembers that Ellison was the one with whom Reginald made a deal. Klaus tries to follow, but Reginald pushes him back, telling him he is too much of a liability. To ensure he goes to the afterlife, Klaus throws himself onto the horn of the white buffalo and dies. At the Hotel Oblivion, Five warns Victor of Ellison's actions. Reginald summons guardians to attack the others while they search for a sevenfold symbol. The group defeats the guardians, but Five's arm is injured. Reginald forces all of them except Ellison to step on the stars, activating the reset button. Luther is alive and no longer an ape man. Fire's arm is back, Sloane is missing, and everyone has lost their powers. The group then goes their separate ways while a new version of Reginald and his resurrected wife, Abigail, observe the city, now under their control. Later, Ben rides a Seoul subway to an unknown destination. Thank you for watching the recap, and if you liked it, then please give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.